Just give me your hand. YN gave her hands to him. She didn't realize that it got a small cut in her palm because she tried to hold on to the chair, but the push is hard, so her wrist is swollen too. YN just stared at what he is doing. A few minutes later, it's done. Now sit here and I'm going to call Hyunjin to hand you some extra clothes as you were all wet. Hyunjin said, about to walk away, but YN grabbed his wrist and said, Thank you, Hyunjin. YN said sincerely. Don't thank me. I'm just doing my role as a school president. It's my responsibility. Hyunjin said coldly. Hearing what he said, YN suddenly felt somehow disappointed. She didn't know why. Still, thank you. Hyunjin just hummed in response. Then he yanked her hand slowly and walked away to call Hyunjin and the others. Hyunjin and the girls came. Hyunjin sits beside YN and asked her, What Hyunjin do to you? She asked. Then YN showed her hands and they all got surprised. He just cleaned my wounds, YN said calmly. Wow, girl, you're so lucky, Unji said, thrilled. I didn't expect Hyunjin to do that, Hyunjin said. Her mouth opened, it shocked. Why do you all look so surprised? Is that a bad thing? YN asked, confused at their reactions. Girl, you're the only one who he treats like this, Chaeyoung said. But he is the school president, remember? YN said with eyebrows up. Argued D. Chaeyoung is right. Even if Hyunjin is the school president and his one responsibilities is to protect the students here, his protectiveness over you is different from the students here. Jamie argued back with some facts. Usually, after he give a warning to a student, he will just walk away. So it's so surprising seeing him like this. But why he will do this? When he don't do that to the other students? Did you cast a spell on him? Hyunjin said, still in disbelief, but with a joke at the end. No, of course. Win laughed awkwardly. Or, Hyunjin likes you? Hyunjin asked teasingly. Hyunjin, that's impossible. We just met 2 days ago and Hyunjin just doing his job, okay? There's no meaning behind it. Okay. YN said, being flustered. Okay, if that's what you said, but now let's go. You need to change your clothes. Hyunjin said, smiling meaningfully, yet she remembered YN had to change clothes. While the girls busy helping YN, they didn't know that someone has been listening to their conversation, that someone felt hurt hearing what they're talking about, then that someone walked away and went to the classroom. A few hours later. In the car. Hey, why are you so down? Someone said. Concern. I'm just wondering how YN will notice me. Do you know what's the meaning of this? Are you in love with her? I don't know. Maybe I like her. No, you really like her. You like her, you even went to the nursery to check on her, right? What do you think I can do for her to notice me and know my feelings? Why don't you court her secretly? And how can I do that? It's so simple, men. Just place flowers, notes, or anything. Just put something on her locker that you think will make her happy, and when the time comes that you're ready to reveal your feelings, that's the time you introduce yourself, Felix said to Hyunjin. A few weeks later, YN got to school early in the morning, and as usual the Fab 3 is in the entrance already. They walked inside together but got separated when Yin's friends come to her at the lockers area. As YN opened her locker, she got shock. Wow, YN, you only been here for a week, you already have an admirer? Hyunjin said, happy for her friend. You're different, YN, Chaeyoung said, smiling teasingly at her. But the question is, who will leave a flower there? Jamie asked, curious. Look, YN, there's a note inside. Read it, Unji said, excited to know who. Note, I just wanted to let you know that I love you since I saw you. YN smiled at the note, yet she's still confused who give this to her. Whoever it is, we're happy for you, YN. Now let's go, class is about to start. Hyunjin said, cutting off the moment, reminding they're still in school and need to come to class on time. A few hours later. YN. Someone shouted her name. YN turned around and see Hyunjin. Why? Do you need something? Yin asked politely. No, I called you because the principal is calling you. Follow me. Hyunjin said seriously. YN made a "oh" face and followed him. YN, nice meeting you again. Sit down. Mr. Young said kindly. Hyunjin said you called me. YN started. Yes, I just want to know how have you been? Are you enjoying the school? Mr. Young asked softly, curiously. Yes, Mr. Young. I have friends already and I'm thankful to Hyunjin for his guidance. YN said, smiling. Did anyone bully you or something? When Mr. Young asked that, YN looked at Hyunjin and he replied on behalf of her. That's what I wanted to say to you. It's just the second day, yet you got bullied by Hyunjin. What an unbelievable child. Mr. Jun said, sighing heavily. That's okay, Mr. Young. I got a little harsh on Hyunjin too, and I'm thankful to Hyunjin because he was there and he stopped her on time. YN smiled at Hyunjin, but he just looking at her blankly, not knowing he felt butterflies on his stomach, his just trying to compose himself too. Don't worry, Mr. Young. I give Hyunjin her final warning, and when I spot her bullying others again, I will make sure to bring her here. Hyunjin said coldly. Okay, if that's what you said. You did good, Hyunjin. Just observe your surroundings and report to me right away. Mr. Young said seriously. Yes, Principal. Hyunjin replied. Okay, that's all. You may go home now. Go home safe. Mr. Young said softly. They both walked away to go home. They stand at the entrance school gate, seeing their friends is not there anymore. Your friends are not here, Hyunjin said. Same goes to you, YN replied. Where do you live? Hyunjin asked suddenly. I live near here. I'm just going to walk by. YN said politely to Hyunjin. Wait, I also live near here, so can I walk with you? Hyunjin said, trying to get close to YN. Yeah, sure. YN smiled. They started to walk and they started walking, and they asked questions to each other to break the awkward silence between them. What's your favorite food? Hyunjin asked. YN looked at him as they continued their walk. I love cookies or anything with chocolates. What about you? YN said with a spark on her eyes. Fruits. Hyunjin just simply said. May I ask you something, Hyunjin? YN asked hesitantly. Yes, what is it? Hyunjin asked too. How did you become the school president and when did you start? YN asked curiously. I started to become a school president when I was in 5th grade, up to now. Of course, it's the vote of the students and teachers made me the school president. Hyunjin explained. Oh, but Mr. Young and you seems to be close? YN asked again. She also noticed that sometimes the principal and Hyunjin didn't talk formally. Actually, Mr. Young, our principal is my uncle. No one at the school knows it, except for Felix and Minho. But why you are so formal to him, and why are you telling me this? Only because I asked you? It's because my uncle wants to be called Mr. Young or principal when we're at school, but if we are outside the school, I should call him uncle. And to your second question, it's because you are the only one who asked me this question, Hyunjin said, saying the last sentence blandly. When are you going to say a word not in a cold way? And when are you going to stop being cold to me? YN thought as she stopped walking. Are you living here alone? Hyunjin asked as they stopped walking for a while, changing the topic. Sadly, yes. I came from Daegu. I'm only here for my studies, and if I given a chance to work here, it will good for me not to leave the city and I can get my family here. YN smiled and Hyunjin just nodded. Here you go. We arrived at my apartment, YN said as they stopped walking. So, where do you live? 2 more blocks away from here. There's where I live, Hyunjin said. So I go inside first now. Bye. See you tomorrow. YN said, smiling politely to Hyunjin as she walked inside her apartment and waved at him. A few days later. YN was about to leave her apartment when she saw Hyunjin walking to school, so she called out to him. Hyunjin immediately stopped and turned to face whoever called his name. YN runned closer to him. Good morning, she said, smiling widely to him. Oh, YN, good morning. Hyunjin smiled back at her and she got shocked. She suddenly felt her blood rushing through her cheeks. She's blushing. YN got shy and looked down. His smile is beautiful, YN thought. Hyunjin got confused as why YN looked down. YN, why are you so red? Hyunjin asked. YN looked and smiled again and say, Huh? Nothing. Where's Minho and Felix? YN said, quickly changing the topic, trying herself to calm down. Them? They're still sleeping, so I went first. You know who I am, right? And I'm sure someone tell you about me, right? Wheein laughed awkwardly because he's right, because Yin's friends have already said something about Hyunjin's behavior. They continued walking, while talking to each other. They didn't even realize that they were already at the school's entrance gate while they were talking. Wheein suddenly stopped walking and got quiet when she looked ahead. Hyunjin understand her, and he tells her to went in first, and Wheein nodded. Wheein waited for the girls to arrive, but they're already there, standing at the shadows of the tree. She walked closer to them and she was bombarded with questions. "What is that Wheein?" Eunji asked. "What? You and Hyunjin?" Chaeyoung asked. "Oh, that, we just accidentally saw each other, as it turns out that we live at the same neighborhood, so we just walked together, nothing more." Wheein explained what happened to them. "You sure?" Jamie asked again, just making sure. "Yep, and how many times do I have to tell you? We're just classmates, nothing more. Okay, let's go, I need to get my books," Wheein said, trying to convince her friends. They walked inside the campus, went straight to the lockers area. Wheein opened her locker and she got surprised. A wide smile appeared on her lips. "Cookies," she said with a cute tone. Then saw a side note. "Your smile is literally the cutest thing I have ever seen in my life." When Wheein reads it, her smile got even wider, and the girls looked at her in a teasing way. A few months later, it goes like that every day, and every single day, it's different. Wheein had to admit it. She's slowly falling in love. Whoever is the person be. He makes Wheein smile every day from every gifts and every notes he gave her. Wheein can't wait to know who he is. Wheein once tried to find who he is, but she failed. Now every gift and notes he gave Wheein is now on her shelf and in her noteboard at her room, but one day she didn't come to school because she was sick. School. Hyunjin didn't saw Wheein at school or at the class, so he's wondering what happened to her. He wanted to ask her friends, but at the same time, he's sure they will ask him why, so he got an idea. "Lex, do me a favor," Hyunjin whispered to Felix, who was beside him. "Do what?" Felix asked him. "Asked Hae-young why Wheein is not present," Hyunjin said. "Why don't you ask her by yourself?" Felix asked again, confused why he wanted to know where Wheein is. "Just do it, please," Hyunjin pleaded. "Okay," Felix said. Felix went towards In's friends, towards Hae-young, and asked them. "Why you wanted to ask?" Minho asked curiously to Hyunjin. "I'm just curious, okay?" he answered. Later on, Felix come back and said, "Yin is sick. That's the reason why she's absent." "Yin is sick?" Hyunjin asked. "Why you looked so shocked?" Minho asked. "Because she lives alone. Minho Lix, we need to buy medicines for her," Hyunjin said to them seriously. Minho and Felix looked at each other, and then they looked at Hyunjin and nodded. In's bedroom. Wheein, who is lying down at her bed, suddenly heard a doorbell from her door. "And who is that?" Wheein asked, her hoarse voice. "Wait!" she shouted. She stands up from her bed and walked slowly at the front door. She heard another doorbell. "I said wait!" she shouted, slightly irritated at the continuous rings. Wheein opened the door and she sees Felix and Hyunjin standing there with a plastic bag on their hands. "Oh, what are you two doing here?" She looked surprised, not expecting them to be in front of her door. "Actually, we heard that you are sick from your friends, so Hyunjin and I thought to visit you. We also bought you medicines and some foods on our way here," Felix explained after Hyunjin nudged him. "Oh, thank you. Come in," Wheein said awkwardly but also grateful. When Wheein let them into the house, she immediately made them sit in the living room, sitting there with an awkward silence. Felix breaks the silence. "You know what? Why don't you just rest and we will reheat the food for you so you can drink the medicine," he offered. "Are you sure?" Wheein asked, hesitant about the offer. "Of course, we are willing to help you. Actually, Hyunjin knows how to cook, he's good at it," Felix said, a little excited for his friend. "Okay, thank you, Felix and Hyunjin," Wheein said, thankful while she was coughing. Wheein went to her room and lay down while Hyunjin and Felix are busy at the kitchen. A few hours later, they knocked at In's door. Hearing it, Wheein slowly sat up from her position and said with her sleepy voice, "It's open. Come in." I'm sorry, are you sleeping? Did I wake you up? Hyunjin asked worriedly. Hyunjin? Here's your food and medicine. You can eat now, he said, and sit on her bedside and handed her the food. Thank you, she said, accepting it while looking down. Hey, why are you looking down? Are you really that sick or something is wrong? Hyunjin asked, worried. It's nothing, I'm just shy, Wyan said, almost like a whisper. Shy? Hyunjin is shocked at, she said. Yes, she said honestly. And why would you be? We always walk together to school. Why would you be shy? Hyunjin chuckled a little. Because we're alone at my room, not at the street, and you cooked food for me. Don't be shy, Wyan, I'm just helping you. We're friends, right? Hyunjin said, smiling a little to Wyan. Yes, we're friends. Wyan replied, I don't know why, but it's awkward to say that, she thought. A few hours later, Wyan is done eating and she drank her medicine too. Wyan, we're leaving, Felix said as he entered the room and stand in front of her bed. We're leaving. Rest well, okay? Hyunjin said firmly, and she answered with a nod. Get well soon, Wyan, Felix said, waving at her as they left the apartment. A few months later, as Wyan get better, her secret admirer continues to give her gifts with notes, and she's really happy and inspired every day. Her grades went up, and the principal is so happy about it. It looks like your secret admirer really loves you. Even when you are absent, your locker always had a sticky notes, full of messages, Jaemin said truthfully. Now, do you have any idea who is your secret admirer? Chaeyoung said, catching the attention of her other friends, including Wyan. Not, Wyan was about to answer, but Hae-young preceded her. I think your secret admirer is Felix, because when you were absent for 2 weeks, he asked me about you, Hae-young said. I honestly don't know, because that time Felix and Hyunjin visited me together. But I feel like Hyunjin just accompanied Felix to visit me, but I don't want to assume anything, so... No, Wyan said, looking back at the memory. When Hyunjin heard that, he felt so down. Hey, don't be sad. Remember, there's going to be a prom this month and it will be announced today. So this is your last chance, bro, Minho said, trying to cheer up his friend, reminding him the upcoming event of the school. You are right. This is my last chance. And I'm going to make her find me, Hyunjin said, smiling. The school bell rings. The students immediately went to their respective rooms as the class will be starting. Wyan entered the room as Miss Kang also enters the room. Attention class, we have an announcement. Hyunjin, please take the front, Miss Kang said as Hyunjin gets up from his sit and stand in front of the class. Do you remember the survey you answered last month? Hyunjin asked the class, and they enthusiastically answered. According to the survey, you all voted on having a prom instead of having a trip, so the principal decided to follow what you want, and we're having it this Sunday. The theme is Masquerade Ball. It will start on 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. on the evening. I hope you will enjoy the prom. That's all, Hyunjin announced. The reaction of the class is very cheerful. Boys, you know what to do next. This is your chance. Get ready for your proposals for the girls, that's all. Miss Kang left, and the whole class comes to their friends. They're very excited for the prom. A few hours later, Wyan and her friends is at the lockers area. They're placing back their books in the locker. But when Wyan opened her locker, she saw a box, a card, a red rose, and a paper flower on her locker. She looks surprised, yet she expected it. She feels happy. She excitedly opened the card. Will you be my prom date? If your answer is yes, grab the red rose, and if no, grab the paper flower. Your secret admirer. It looks like you have a date already, Hae-young said teasingly, making Wyan blushed. But her smile faded away when she realized something. I want to go, but I don't have money to buy a dress, Wyan said, looking down. Don't worry, Wyan, I'll help you. I will buy you a dress. Just like you did to me last time, as long as you go to the mall with us on Thursday, Chaeyoung said, and Wyan smiled at her. Thank you, Chaeyoung. What are you waiting for? Take the red rose, Hae-young said, smiling. Wyan giggled and nodded, taking the red rose. After that, they giggled and left the school. Hyunjin saw Wyan coming to the lockers area. Him and his friends hide behind the walls. He saw her face being surprised as he giggled at her reaction. YN and her friends are teasing her, but suddenly her smile faded away while saying she's not sure if she can attend the prom because of lacking money. But Hyunjin is thankful that Chae-young offered a solution to her problem, and she take the red rose as the answer. Bro, she take the red rose, Felix said happily while shaking Hyunjin in excitement. He's happy for his friend. Keep it down, they might hear us here and I saw it okay. Hyunjin said, trying to calm Felix and himself too. Felix loosened his grab on Hyunjin's shoulder. Hyunjin smiled at himself. His proposal is successful. At first he's scared that YN might reject him because he didn't show up and propose in front of her, but now he felt relieved that YN accepted it. A few days later. As always, In's secret admirer gives her gifts and notes, and it makes her happier. She is slowly falling in love with the man. Now it's Thursday, after school. The girls went directly to the mall and bought their dresses, shoes, and accessories for the prom. Everyone is busy buying their things and gifts for the prom. Finally, the awaiting event finally come. YN is at Hae-young's house, getting ready for the prom, as of now. It's 5:30 p.m. It's better to get ready early than be late. They applied makeup on their own as there's 2 makeup vanities. Yen, this is your chance to meet your secret admirer, Hae-young said to YN excitedly, cheering her friend.